Przed laty pani profesor Małgorzata Szuster-Gawłowska
Years ago, Professor Małgorzata Szuster-Gawłowska stated that a Nobel Prize should be awarded to whoever discovers a method for extracting wax resin mass from canvas paintings.
For painting conservators, one of the greatest challenges is the effective and efficient removal of the wax resin mass, with which, in the past, other conservators glued a second layer of canvas to the original work to strengthen it. Modern conservation requires the removal of newer layers of canvas and wax resin in order to strengthen the original fabric with other, better methods. Unfortunately, the resin and wax penetrates deep into the original fabrics. The challenge is not so much to remove these substances from the surface of the original paintings, but from between the weaves and threads of the fabric. The solution to this problem was developed by chemists from the University of Warsaw, working with the National Museum in Warsaw. It is a mixture of safe solvents and gel-like material. All you need is to apply it to the fabric for about half an hour. During this time, the wax resin mass is dissolved and absorbed into the material.
Our main goal was to develop a solution that would be simple to apply, effective, and safe, both for conservators and works of art.
Wybrane przez nas rozpuszczalniki do mieszaniny.
The solvents we selected for the cleaning mixture are primarily safe. Unlike other solvents commonly used by conservators, our mixture is not harmful and do not have carcinogenic or narcotic effects.
How do professional painting conservators evaluate the effectiveness of organogel?
To jest po prostu nieporównywalny skok.
This is simply an unparalleled leap in terms of releasing the original canvas fibers from the material that conservators have always struggled with. At least modern conservators have struggled with the application of a mass that absolutely changes the structure of the original work. The use of organogel with its cleaning mixture as an alternative method for removing impregnating or lining masses appears to be the only currently available solution that allows for the effective removal of such masses from canvas backings. And most importantly, it is capable of extracting the dissolved mass between the canvas threads. This feature enables the execution of key conservation actions for restored paintings.
Founded in 1818, the Academy of Fine Arts in Krakow is the oldest artistic university in Poland. In this place, conservators restore paintings for renowned museums and art collectors. Recently, two very complicated conservations of different paintings were carried out, and each one presented different challenges. The first restored object belongs to Raczyński Foundation, which operates at the National Museum in Poznań. A portrait of Michał Raczyński, voivode of Poznań, dating back to the end of the 17th century, is an extremely rare object. It was painted on silk. Over the years, the painting has been restored many times, retouched and even repainted. For conservators, the challenge was caused by the fact that in the past, the silk painting was reinforced by gluing canvas from the back, a completely different, incompatible material. As a binder was used a wax resin mass, which is difficult to remove. Renovating this painting required dissolving and removing the layered, very thick wax resin mass from the silk so as not to damage its sensitive structure and destroy the painting.
For a fairly thick layer of wax resin mass, the process of applying organogel with a cleaning mixture began.
Pierwsze próby dały zaskakująco dobre rezultaty. Idealnie stabilna.
The first trials yielded surprisingly good results. An ideally stable layer of silk fabric was revealed, released from a very thick layer of wax resin mass, and the paint layer was well preserved. There was no flaking, no unfavorable color changes on the surface. Absolute stability, ensuring confidence in the correctness of the applied method. It turned out that we indeed obtained a blue-green color of the original silk fabric. At high magnification, we observed the surface of the revealed reverse, freed from the wax resin mass, and the threads of the weave are indeed clean.
After using organogel, performed tests showed that the restored fabric reacts like a pure silk. It is wavy, soft, and pliable. The original light, thin, and flaccid fabric was obtained again from a thick, stiff, and hard coating. Organogel restores fabrics their original physical properties. Moreover, when working with organogel, an additional parallel effect appeared. Remains of repainting left during previous conservation works on the face of the painting have been removed.
To były takie miejsca, których nie dało się...
These were areas that could no longer be thoroughly cleaned in the standard process of removing overpainting because there was a risk to the safety of the painting.
The second preserved painting by Włodzimierz Tetmeier from the Vistula was painted on canvas and linen fabric using the oil technique. The object comes from the end of the 19th century. Currently, the painting is the property of the Silesian Museum in Katowice. The challenge for conservators was to remove the very thick wax-resin mass from the original canvas, to which in the past a gluten glue was added.
The painting was quite large, about 1.5 meters in size. It was in a very poor state of preservation. On its surface, there were numerous cup-like detachments of the paint layer, its losses, and also overpaintings. The entire canvas was later covered with several layers of emulsion mass, which were very difficult to remove using standard organic solvents.
After applying it twice, the organogel dissolved the wax-resin mass that covered the original canvas. It removed it also from between the fibers of the fabric. The complex conservation of the painting allowed it to be restored to its original condition because it was possible to perform the necessary work, such as relaxation on a low-pressure table and making a new, contact, non-invasive lining.
During the conservation work, I could also apply other alternative methods for removing wax resin masses from the back of the painting. I used isopropyl white spirit and sphyrnicum gel. With both these alternative methods, I had to use significantly more mechanical force, which also involved a greater risk to the paint layer itself. Despite seemingly satisfactory results on the surface, it turned out that a significant amount of mass remained between the canvas threads. Undoubtedly, organogel yielded the best results, and ultimately, it was possible to clean the entire reverse of the mass. The canvas became softer and more flexible, and, most importantly, permeable. Organogel is the only available method that allows for such thorough removal of dissolved mass from between the canvas threads.
Teraz, kiedy obserwujemy w powiększeniu,
Now, when we observe at high magnification a given area before and after treatment, we see a colossal difference. The application of the organogel allows conservators to avoid quite drastic methods of removing wax resin mass, which have been used until now.
Organogel proved to be very effective in removing wax resin mixtures. Its effectiveness has been confirmed by many renowned centers, where paintings from various sources containing different types of wax resin mass compositions and concentrations were restored. It is a great satisfaction for us that our laboratory work has been noticed and appreciated by conservators.
Mamy gotowy produkt, który po prostu działa.
We have a ready-to-use product that can be used.